You're not scrolling to feel good anymore, you're scrolling just to stop feeling bad.
Hello guys, welcome to this episode of our podcast. I'm Leo.
Hi,
and this
everyone.
is Sophia. So usually when we sit down for these, we're looking at something tangible. Tech trends, historical events,
Health optimization strategies, things like that.
Exactly. But today, this one feels less like we're discussing a lifestyle tip and more like, like we're investigating a crime scene or maybe uncovering some kind of glitch in the simulation. I've been going through this stack of sources, the research papers, the interviews, and honestly, it's a little unsettling. We're not really talking about wellness today, are we?
No, we really aren't. If you actually look at the language in the files, the classification for this whole subject, it isn't about health. It's about cognitive security. We're talking about the dopamine detox, but I think you need to just erase the image of green juice and silent yoga retreats from your mind.
That's good because I don't look great in yoga pants. But seriously, the sources call this a counterinsurgency protocol for the human mind. I mean, that's incredibly heavy language.
It is heavy, and it's heavy because the stakes are, well, they're existential. The premise we're exploring is that the modern digital environment, the phone in your pocket, the laptop open in front of you, it's not a neutral tool. It's what? It's an adversarial landscape. It's been engineered very specifically to exploit these prehistoric vulnerabilities in your brain.
And that's where this term human downgrading comes from, right? I saw that in the notes.
Exactly. That's Tristan Harris' concept. The idea that while our technology is getting exponentially smarter, faster, our hardware, our brains are static, we're running the same OS we had on the savannah.
And the result isn't just that we're a bit distracted.
No, it's that we are fundamentally losing our agency. We're being downgraded.
So that's the mission for this deep dive. To uncover the truth behind why you can't stop scrolling at 2 in the morning, why we all feel kind of digitally obese, and how to reclaim some control.
And to do that, you have to start with the mechanism. You have to understand the trap itself.
A trap that's built on a paradox, right?
Yes, a paradox.
Let's unpack that because I think everyone listening has felt this. You're on your phone scrolling and you've been at it for an hour. You're not smiling. You're not really enjoying it. You might even feel a little gross. But you can't stop. So why? Why do we keep doing something we aren't even enjoying?
That is the absolute key to the whole system. And the answer is that we've all misunderstood dopamine. We think it's the pleasure molecule.
Right. That's the pop science version. I got a hit of dopamine, so I feel good.
And it's just wrong. Or at least it's dangerously incomplete. We have to look at the work of Berridge and Robinson. Way back in '98, they came up with this concept called incentive salience.
Incentive salience. Okay, that sounds pretty technical.
It does. But what it means is, honestly, it's terrifying. They found the brain has 2 totally separate systems. One is for liking, that's the opioid system. That's the actual feeling of pleasure. Got it. The other system is for wanting, and that is dopamine.
Wait, hold on. Wanting and liking are chemically different. I just assumed if I want something, it's because I like it.
Not necessarily. They are completely distinct neural pathways. Dopamine drives motivation. It's the chase. It's the part of your brain that screams, get that, do this.
But it doesn't guarantee you'll enjoy it.
It makes 0 promises of enjoyment. So that zombie strolling state you described, that is a state of pure wanting. You can have sky-high dopamine firing away, compelling you, while you experience 0 liking. Your brain is screaming, next video, but you just feel numb.
Wow, that's horrifyingly relatable. It's like being a puppet on a string, but you don't even like the show. So how does the phone trigger that wanting so hard if there's no actual pleasure reward?
Through something called reward prediction error, RPE. The easiest way to think about it is a slot machine.
Okay, the one-armed bandit.
If you pulled the lever and you won $10 every single time, predictably, would you sit there all day?
No, I'd take the money and leave. It would just be a chore.
Right. Predictable rewards are boring. Now, what if you pulled it 100 times and got nothing?
I'd assume it's broken and walk away?
Yes, but a slot machine doesn't either. It gives you a maybe. Maybe you win, maybe you lose. That uncertainty, that maybe is what makes the dopamine neurons fire like crazy.
And that's the feed, the social media feed.
That is the feed. It is a perfect variable ratio reinforcement schedule. Every swipe. Maybe it's a boring ad. Maybe it's a text from someone you miss. Maybe it's the funniest video you've ever seen. It's the anticipation that hooks you, not the reward itself.
So we're all carrying portable slot machines and we're gambling with our Attention.
Our attention, our time, our sanity.
Okay. This is where I want to put the detective hat back on. Because if this was just an accident, like, oops, we accidentally made phones too fun, that's one thing. But this doesn't look accidental at all.
It's not. The evidence of intent is. It's overwhelming. We have the architects of this whole system on record admitting it.
Let's get into those whistleblower archives. Sean Parker, right? The first president of Facebook.
Yeah, he's on record. He said they wanted to consume as much of your time and attention as possible. He called it a social validation feedback loop. And then he admitted, and this is a direct quote, "It's exactly the kind of thing that a hacker like myself would come up with, because you're exploiting a vulnerability in human psychology."
Exploiting a vulnerability. I mean, that's not tech speak, that's hacker speak.
It's adversarial language. Then you have Chamath Palihapitiya, another former VP. He said the dopamine-driven feedback loops that we have created are destroying how society works.
He didn't say changing, he said destroying.
Destroying. And Justin Rosenstein, the guy who invented the like button, he calls them bright dings of pseudo-pleasure. These are the builders. They know exactly what the machine does, because they designed the dark patterns to do it.
Let's talk about those dark patterns. I think we see them all the time, but don't name them.
Oh, absolutely. The most obvious one is the infinite scroll. In the real world, things end. A book has a last page. A movie has credits. These are stopping cues. They give your brain a moment to decide if you want to continue.
But the infinite scroll just removes the stop sign?
It removes the cue. To stop, you have to use active effort. You have to fight the design.
And autoplay is the same thing, right?
Yes. It removes the decision cost. The default is to keep consuming. Agency is required to leave, not to stay.
And then there's the charmingly named privacy
Yes,
sucker.
a lovely term.
Which is tricking you into sharing more data, which then just feeds the algorithm to make the trap even better.
It's a closed loop designed to strip mine you.
Okay, let me play the skeptic here for a second. We're using this term dopamine detox. It sounds cool, but are we literally talking about draining a chemical from our brains? Because that sounds, well, dangerous. Don't I need dopamine?
That is a fantastic and critical point. And you're right to be skeptical. The term dopamine detox or fasting is, if you take it literally, scientifically inaccurate.
Okay, so we're not fasting from the molecule?
No. The sources cite neuroscientists like Dr. C.R.M. McCabe, who are very clear about this. You can't. You need dopamine for movement, for light. Taking it to zero would give you Parkinson's-like tremors.
So is the whole thing just marketing then? Is it bunk?
No, the concept is valid, but the name is a metaphor. It's really a framework for what's called stimulus control. That's a classic cognitive behavioral therapy technique, stimulus control. The goal isn't to get rid of dopamine, it's to reduce the firing frequency of that reward pathway so your receptors can basically resensitize.
Okay, so it's about sensitivity?
Think of it like a rock concert. If you stand by the speakers for 3 hours, when you leave, everything sounds muffled. You're desensitized. A detox is just stepping out into the quiet, so you can hear the subtleties again.
I like that. The sources also bring up Dr. Anna Lemke from Dopamine Nation and her seesaw analogy. I found this really powerful.
The pleasure-pain balance, yes, it's a great model. So imagine your brain's baseline for mood is a level seesaw. When you do something pleasurable, scroll TikTok, eat sugar, you press down on the pleasure side.
Right, the seesaw tips.
But the brain hates being tipped. It wants homeostasis. So to level things out, it starts piling these little gremlins on the pain side. Gremlins. Metaphorical gremlins. Neuroadaptation. But here's the key. When you stop the activity, when you put the phone down, the pleasure weight is gone. But the gremlins are still there.
And the seesaw slams down hard onto the pain side.
And that's the withdrawal. That's the anxiety, the irritability. And if you do this constantly, the gremlins set up a permanent camp. Your new baseline state is tilted toward pain. That's called anhedonia.
The inability to feel pleasure.
Exactly. You're not scrolling to feel good anymore. You're scrolling just to stop feeling bad.
That is bleak. Which leads to the bigger consequences, right? Beyond the individual. The sources use this term, popcorn brain.
It's a great image, isn't it? Your attention is so fragmented, it's just popping from one tiny thought to the next, like kernels in a pan.
Because the media is so high velocity. 15 seconds, then the next thing.
And our biology just wasn't built for it. It's the mismatch hypothesis. We have Stone Age brains Pleistocene hardware in a world of digital superabundance?
We don't have a biological stop switch for this stuff.
We don't. Finding sugar validation used to be rare. Now it's infinite. We're drowning in it.
And Tristan Harris calls this the climate change of culture.
Right. The idea is that the waste product of the attention economy isn't CO2. It's distraction, polarization, outrage. It degrades our shared reality. We can't agree on truth because we're all stuck in our own personalized little loops.
Okay, so we're anxious, we can't focus, we're polarized, and we're addicted to the cause.
That's the cheerful summary. Yes.
Which brings us to the most important part, the operational protocol. How do we fight back? We can't just throw our phones away. We need them. So what are the countercodes?
So we look at Dr. Cameron's CPAS protocol, and again, it's not about becoming a monk. He calls it time-restricted hedonism.
I love that phrase. It's like intermittent fasting for your brain.
It basically is. There's a tiered schedule. You start with a microfast. That's just 1 to 4 hours at the end of the day.
No screens before bed?
Exactly. Let the gremlins hop off the seesaw before you sleep. Then there's
What's
the
that?
reset. 1 full day a week, say a Saturday, 24 hours, where you avoid the big 6 impulsive behaviors.
Let's list those. It's emotional eating.
Internet gaming, gambling or shopping, porn, and what he calls novelty seeking.
That's the endless scrolling.
That's the scrolling. And then thrill seeking and recreational drugs.
So on that one day, you're just bored.
You are intentionally bored. That's the whole point. And then you can scale up to a reboot weekend once a quarter or even an overhaul week once a year.
But let's stay on that boredom point, the boredom protocol. I feel like we're trained to see boredom as a failure, like we're wasting time.
And that's the attention economy speaking. In this model, boredom isn't the problem. Boredom is the medicine. When you first stop, you're going to feel that unbearable boredom. That's the pain side of the seesaw. That's withdrawal.
You have to sit in the fire.
You have to sit in the fire and teach your brain that boredom is not a life-threatening emergency. And if you can do that, if you
What
can
happens?
endure it, the popcorn brain slows down. And the slow dopamine things, reading a book, taking a walk, having a real conversation, they start to feel good again. You resensitize. One source said it was like the world suddenly came back in high definition.
That's a beautiful way to put it. But before we finish, we have to look ahead. Because the sources suggest this is only the beginning.
You're talking about the generative AI in the metaverse document?
Yeah, that part was genuinely chilling.
Right now, the algorithm guesses what you might like. It serves you something someone else made. In the very near future, AI will generate content in real time, just for you, for your specific psychological profile.
So the slot machine won't just be random. It'll be perfectly personalized.
It will know your exact insecurities, your desires. The dopamine traps will become hyper-personalized and infinitely compelling.
That sounds completely dystopian.
It kind of is. The sources even reference this idea of a Butlerian jihad, a rebellion against the machines. It suggests society might split into 2 classes. The connected, who are high dopamine but low agency.
And the detox, to retain their free will.
Exactly. Cognitive security becomes the ultimate luxury.
Wow. So what starts with just putting your phone down ends with a battle for free will?
It's not an exaggeration. When the whole world is designed to addict you, choosing not to engage might be the only real freedom you have left.
Well, we have to wrap up, but I want to leave everyone with a final thought. We think of rebellion as something loud, a protest, a fight, but in a world engineered to keep you constantly stimulated, the only true act of rebellion might just be being
Reclaim
bored.
your mind.
Thanks for listening, guys.